For this report on Pakistan behavior. Now, a totally different thing, chemistry in transport. And today, let's talk about biofuel and specifically diester. This new way of energy, appeared in 90s, is being implanted everywhere in the world and especially in France. To learn more about it, let's focus today on a small French city, Compiègne. Situated at 60 kilometers in the north of Paris, this city is really representing all the process of diester. In order to understand, please look at this report of Mrs. HENON near Novant, the diester industry.
Do you remember the smell of ham when you go to work in the morning? This is the smell of diester come from the industry called Sophie Potel in Venice. I'm just in front of it and I'm going to tell you more about it. The main activity of this company is the industry in oil and green proteins. Sophie Potel is based on sustainable development. There are two main areas. First, food for humans and animals, and secondly, energy development and renewable chemistry. We are going to put a finger on the renewable energies. You have to know that Sophie Potel created this sector in 1992 and decided to call it diester industry. The diester industry is an important actor for the halogenous farming and this kind of energy. It produces biodiesel for cars and also green glycerin. Production is about 3 million tons of biodiesel. We can say that diester industry is a leader in Europe in this area. A part of the treatment is made by Staples, which permits to produce the biofuel. In fact, it created industry units at the end of the breeding of seeds and moreover in the navigable way. This technique permits to favor green transport. 85% of diester is given by waterway or pipelines. There are 7 seats in France and 4 in Europe.
Thank you, Mrs. HENON, for this clarification. As you understood, Novant is a green industry really innovative, as much on the economic aspect as the environmental side. Oh, a moment. Oh, we just received the tweet. One of you want to learn more about diester on the chemical side. Mrs. HENON, can you tell us more, please?
What is diester or biodiesel? This is a biofuel, biodegradable. It's not toxic and produced from green oil. There isn't petrol, but it could replace it with a motor. But we could use it alone, but industry prefer mix it with petrol diesel. This biodiesel has an important viscosity and a solidification temperature high. To conclude, diester is not a problem.
Thank you again. Now focus on another side of the diester in the small city of Compiègne. Indeed, here is not just produced diester, it's used too. Every bus works with diester. For more explanation, let's look at this new report signed Mrs. Richin.
So here in Compiègne, every bus is working with 30% of diester. They are hybrid vehicles which are using renewable energy. Using diester is essential to respect the goal given by the Renewable Energy Federation to reach 10% of renewable energy in transport before 2020. People used to think that biofuel are replacing the farming land, despite of using it to produce food. In fact, in 2010, to produce 12 million tons of biofuel, we used only 4% of the European farming land. Furthermore, the production of rape in order to create biofuel is also producing green oil, and thanks to that, we don't have to import soybean oil. If we compare the consumption of petrol in a usual car and in a hybrid bus, we can see that biofuel permits a decrease of 25% on fuel consumption. In fact, it's a really beneficial experiment because transport represents more than 25% of greenhouse gas emissions. They also contribute in polluting cities' air. That's why, with biofuel and clean vehicles, to encourage an European and national level. In the United States, school buses are one of the largest mass transit programs. Every school day, some 440,000 yellow school buses transport more than 24 million children to and from school. At the current time, the vast majority of the school buses are powered by heavy-duty diesel. Pollution from diesel vehicles has health implications for everyone, especially children. The use of biodiesel can reduce that threat. As a result, several thousand school buses are running on blends of biodiesel and reporting success. Compared to regular diesel fuel, biodiesel emits half the amount of carbon monoxide, particles, matter and smoke-forming oxygen. Biodiesel fuel is not toxic and biodegradable. It's not a threat for human health. It is 10 times less toxic than table.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Richin, for this sensational report. And sorry for the bad quality of the sound, but sadly, BBC News doesn't have any money left. Oh my god! This subject seems to passionate you! We are receiving too many tweets. And in general, you seem to learn more about the social aspect of the ester industry. I hope Mrs. HENON, for the last time, will be able to answer it. Let's look.
Some people say that the production of oil spill can cause a massive deforestation and can create greenhouse of gas emissions.
Thank you again, Mrs. HENON and Mrs. Richin. I hope now you know everything about diester. Now, your movie, Prepare the Dolphin. Good evening, see you tomorrow.